Oh, my goodness. Good evening and welcome to the Swarmcast. This is March 20th, and we appreciate all you guys being here with us. We have part of the unusual suspects here tonight. We got Jamie Majors, of course. We got Bryan Davis. We got the executive producer, Kasey Massey, back there making sure that everything is moving along correctly. He's like an electronic rotor-rooter man. Just has to make sure that everything's still flowing. You know, just important.
It only gets dirty some of the time.
Well, and as long as you don't have cloggage, everything's good. I mean, that's kind
I
of
hate to tell him, but he's working with us. There's nothing but cloggage.
like a metaphor for life, if you think about it. We appreciate you guys being with us here, as we're going to be talking all things Yellow Jackets tonight. Of course, we got Coach Justin Rogers, a head football coach, that'll be calling here in about 15 minutes or so. We are going to talk to Coach Rogers about his goals for the spring and what he's hoping to accomplish coming out of the spring, which we have now about 8 weeks until the spring game. Maybe less than that.
That crazy scrimmage coming up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Going to Atlanta to play North Gwinnett and a very good Gainesville team. Of course, North Gwinnett's nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Of course, Thomas County Central's pretty good too. But we're going to talk to Coach Rogers. Also, they've got the effort now. I noticed online today where they're looking for folks to help them feed the guys, and we'll talk about that. We're going to hear from baseball coach Cy Jones later on in the show and talk about the Yellow Jacket baseball team, which has been up and down. I mean, literally up the hill, down the hill, and where the Yellow Jackets stand as we start hitting the home stretch, believe it or not, of the region schedule. I was looking at the schedule earlier. I think the next 5 games are the last region games of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they've got a bunch of games against Cairo, and I think they got Godby and some other ones.
Camden County, I think, too. So,
Yep. So, anyway, the next 5 games, though, very, very important for our Yellow Jackets. If you're watching on Facebook, share the video. Share. And that way all of your friends that are on Facebook will be able to participate. We'll be taking your questions and comments as we move along. Appreciate Obadiah Farley, as always, being a part. I got to tell you, I got tickled. Obadiah, he's kind of sly now.
Oh, he's sly.
He's sly. Phil Jones had some sort of show thing, and I've never, I guess I need at some point in time to just stop and watch that thing.
I thought you called in and talked to him one time.
Man, I have. If I did, I don't remember it.
I think you did.
Okay, well, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. I can't keep up with what's going on with us.
Sure.
Much less everybody else. Now, if Phil Jones's brain can keep up with everybody, then he's way more advanced than I am. But anyway, I noticed Obadiah, and I think it was Milton's coach maybe that was on there this past week, and Obadiah said, who are you expecting to challenge Milton this year? And just kind of planting a seed there. And of course, the coach from Milton, bless his heart, he never mentioned Thomas County Central. He was talking about Langston Hughes, and he talked about this one and that one. I mean, we're not quite on that radar yet, which is fine.
Good.
That's a good thing. But I got tickled that Obadiah was trying to prod him into saying something about the Yellow Jackets. Yep. Kenneth Hurst, Lakeisha Esther, and Elaine Massey, all the Masseys as always, the boss lady of the executive producer.
Right, exactly.
No question about it.
And
Oh my gosh, brought to you by Dairy Queen. Now this is a little bit different here.
A stick?
Because he Greg Davis sent us dilly bars. And what was the other? Buster bars? That was
Buster bars.
Yeah. And I had you did the butterscotch dilly bar. That doggone thing, that was,
believe it or not, it was good.
that was really good.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I had the Buster bar, and
Now, did
it
you
was
have Buster?
good to the
I
last.
did have a Buster bar.
So both of you guys
They
busted
busted it wide open.
They darn sure
Yeah,
did.
it's good stuff, man.
Busted it gone.
I mean,
But we appreciate Greg and all the folks at Dairy Queen, as always, for sponsoring our show and being a part of what we're doing. And we appreciate you guys, too, because this is something we have talked about and had talked about for years. And finally just got all of the technical stuff. Kasey got it lined up, and we're able to get all the sun, moon, and stars aligned to be able to start doing this last year. Now, I will tell everybody we've got, I think, 6 more of these. I think that's right. I think it's 6. I think it's 6 more. Maybe 7.
Our last one is the week
of graduation.
Yes,
yep.
That's right.
That Thursday before graduation will be the last one that we will do for this school year. And that again is about 8 weeks away. So I guess we got 4 more of these because we do
we've
them
got
every
it
other
now.
week.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
4 more of them. I'm not math good, but I think I can divide 8 by 2.
Sure.
That's 4. So, yeah, I think we got 4 more of these. Now, when we get it back into the fall, we'll be doing it every week to try to keep up with what's going on. So, Obadiah knows. He says, I've never called in to the Phil Jones show.
You have talked to Phil before. I know for sure.
Maybe so.
It may be not. It wasn't recently.
It was
of
probably
but-
off
Yeah, it was
off the radar.
Yeah.
I
But
know
and it may be on his podcast format that he used to do, but I know you've talked with him before.
Well, and Obadiah, I guarantee you, it has not been lately. If it did happen, it was years ago.
It was right around when I first started is when they talked.
Okay, so you're talking about 8 years ago or something.
9 years ago, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. But I'll heck again, I'll be happy to talk to Mr. Phil if he ever wants to. But I'm not going to be able to talk about anybody but us. I mean, I hate breaking it to him, but that's
You
just.
can talk about Thompson.
You know what?
No.
Gummit, I forgot about what?
We could talk about the Brickyard is what we could do, and the 2 visits that we've had there, and the 60-year history of the high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah. And the
I
last
don't think
time
they scored last time we went over there.
Last time we played, actually, I think it's 3 times we played them. We got a 2-1 advantage because the first time we beat them 34-0.
That's right.
That was in '92, and then it was on a YouTube video. Okay.
Hey, Nuclear's on it tonight.
If Obadiah knows what he's doing,
Oh, Nuke.
sharp as a tack. Unlike us, sharp as marbles. I'll let you figure that one out. But anyway, 34-0, 92 playoffs.
Yep.
We were a number 4 seed. They were number 1. They were like number 2 or 3 in
We
the
were
state.
5-5 when we went in there and
Beat
just
the
took the Brickyard
kind
down.
of sick. Well, no, I think we had beaten Doherty the week
That's
before.
right. We were 6-5.
Yeah, but we were expected to lose big
Yeah.
time and beat them 34-0, and then we played them in 2002 for the state championship, and they beat us 41-27.
That's right.
Then we played them in 2004 or 2005 and won fairly convincingly. I think that was an opening round playoff game maybe.
Okay.
But that one, anyway, we've got the season or the series record against them. If you've got a question or comment, again, please post it up, and we'll see if we can talk about it. We also, again, appreciate all of the folks that are watching on YouTube, because we do have a handful of folks that are watching on YouTube. And, Thompson, they
Had a great coach.
they've got a good coach
They
now.
have a good coach.
Well, Luther Welsh,
Oh,
who was the Hall of Fame coach there, was about as good as it got. And I'll never forget the Atlanta Journal-Constitution interviewed him about us playing Thomasville in '93 for the state championship, because both of us had played Thompson. And he said, all I know is do not let them consolidate, because the only way anybody's going to play with them if they're in the NFL.
Yep.
And he said that at Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I'll never forget that.
And I've got to mention their radio guy. I think he was with them for like 50 years.
Whoa, okay.
Good night.
And the night that they beat us for the state championship, I remember, remember they were doing the fireworks and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember him coming down there and asking me how long Coach Pilcher would continue to coach, but he was probably in his 80s.
Yeah.
If I can remember right. But
Well, I'm not doing too bad then. I mean,
Oh, no,
I'm getting
you
close
got
to
it.
40.
You just look 80.
Yeah, this is true, and I feel 80 most of the time.
But you got a long way to go, Dan.
And we'll see. But I mean, if I got 2 more years, I'll be 40.
Yeah.
40 years of doing it, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 86 for that
That's
first year.
awesome, dude.
Let's jump on into it, folks.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to talk about the softball thing, because the news from the softball program this week regarding a very special scholarship for a very special young lady. This is really cool.
So PrepSoftball.com released an article talking about Yellow Jacket Jada Pinkins. As I reached out to Robin Trammell, and this is what she said. She said, Jada Pinkins, the standout junior of the softball program, made history by committing to play softball at Harvard University, becoming the first softball program Ivy League commit.
That's cool.
Wow.
Having
that's
been
awesome.
a dedicated member for the team for 6 years, Jada embodies the essence of a true student athlete. Though she's known for her quiet demeanor, her exceptional intelligence, and the dedication to shine through in everything she does, on the field she's proven her talent, consistently ranking at the top of the team for batting average all 3 years as a varsity starter. Off the field, her academic excellence, elegance, that too,
And that eloquence, too.
has paved a way for an Ivy League future. More than her just individual achievements, Jada has been a great teammate and always leads by example. Congratulations, Jada Pinkins,
Absolutely.
the first Ivy League softball commit in our program history.
Pretty special now.
Yeah, I'm going to go you one further. In my recollection, which goes back pretty well to the mid-'70s, I think she's the first Ivy League player we've had get a scholarship in anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that is the
Wow.
I don't know of anybody else that has gone to a Harvard or anything like that.
Or Yale or
Yeah.
Not on an athletic basis.
Not on
that I can
an
think of,
athletic
Yeah.
scholarship. Now we've had some academic kids
Right.
that have gone up there and gotten some help
Yeah.
scholarship wise. But as far as an athletic, I think she may be the first ever.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
That's
That's
incredible. That's amazing.
And she plays and does everything. She does softball, flag football, runs track. And I'm sure she does something else too.
Well, and I was going to segue into that because at the Colquitt County Packer track meet this past week, the girls 4x200 meter relay that included Jada Pinkins finished. They were number 5 in 5A. They broke a school record that stood since 2017, so about 8 years. Now, see if you can get the girls' picture up there. There they are. Kwamai Yearby, Zakiria Hightower, Jada Pinkins, Delisha Spencer. They broke a school record. That is really cool. The 4x200 and the 4x100, they tied for 3rd in 5A. Same girls, Kwamai, Zakiria, Jada, and Delisha. And then the boys, and now we get the boys up there. The 4x100 meter team, relay team, finished number 4 in 5A. Wayne Thompson, who can flat out fly, Jamie Majors.
get it done now.
Jabari Watkins, Eddie Guerrera, and Christian Deuce Lawrence. And then Charles Smith ended up number 5 in discus and number 2 in shot put in 5A. So congratulations to the track team. That was really cool. And there was a huge middle school track meet today.
Yeah.
Yep, today.
Started at 10:30 today.
Yeah, after the rain had gone by.
Well, no,
No, it was still there. They were still in it.
They still went in.
twice. They had to go back to the buses twice today.
Oh, my
But
God.
they got it done.
Well, the sun came out for a minute or two, and then all of a sudden,
I'm telling you, when it was, me and Jermaine were standing on the warehouse loading dock, and you can see the stadium from the dock. And Jermaine, he looked out and he said, "What's going on?" I said, "Look, the rain's coming in." It was like roaches at a Motel 6. You turn the light, and they just scattered. Boy, everybody was trying to get in vehicles, and people were getting on the right bus, the wrong bus.
It didn't matter. Just get out of it.
They just find shelter.
And I don't know what happened in that, but that was kind of cool to see that in the middle of a school day.
Yeah. Well, I
unusual.
think it's like a regional type thing. They have to get it in at certain times, and so
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And speaking of running, we want to bring up a cross-country runner, which is something I think is very cool. Actually, 2 of them. Austin Pritchett competed against 1,000 other runners in the Montgomery Half Marathon over in Alabama this month. 13.1 mile run. Now,
No, thank you.
I drive.
I'm telling you.
Look, if I'm running, y'all better run too. And
Yeah.
I hope you're not the
Well,
slowest.
my truck's either broke down or the law's after me or both.
Yep.
One of the two. But anyway, he transferred to Thomas County Central from Alabama the summer before his freshman year, jumped right into summer training for cross country. He's a talented musician, plays basketball. Less than 1%, according to Google, which knows everything, less than 1% of the American population has completed a half marathon. I can tell you one thing, I am part of the less than 1%.
Me too.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no,
100%.
I'm sorry. I'm part of the 99%.
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
My
I was
math.
like, you run in a half
No,
marathon?
sir.
You a bad
Wrong.
boy.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Speaking of math,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the 99th percentile the other way.
99.9.
That's it. Now, whether it's true or not, you got to be impressed with that. Austin, again, that's just fantastic. And then Lawson Whitfield won first place in a local 5K run
Hey.
this month. He is on the Jader listen to me, the Jader ROTC. Yeah, the Raider Jader ROTC. Plays baseball and also is on the cross country team. Voted by his peers as the Spirit Award winner for cross country this past season. He's at every cross country meet, hyping up the team at the start line. Positivity is contagious. Congratulations to those 2 young men. That is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
cool.
amazing. When's the last time you ran 13 miles there, Jamie?
I ain't run 13 miles in my 53 years.
Collectively.
And before we hear from Justin Rogers, who'll be calling in a minute, Gina Morabito, what a family of athletes.
Yeah.
My goodness. She qualified for the state gymnastics meet this past weekend.
Wow.
Yep. And congratulations to Gina. Now, you told me.
And some of that, some of the facility that's being built right now at the high
Yeah.
school will have the new
A gymnastics.
Yeah.
And they have a
facility in there.
pit.
I pit, yeah.
And we'll be able to
even
little
hone it
bit
even
more,
better.
More high tech,
Yeah.
high end training
Yeah, that's
for
awesome.
those.
Extremely top end for a high school to have
Absolutely.
a gymnastics
Hey,
facility.
I just wanted to make sure people
There's
know
a
that.
roof on the building.
Oh yeah,
We've got us a
There's
roof.
Yeah.
Because I heard
And,
there's a lake
a
inside
roof.
I heard there's a lake in there too.
They're
Well,
gonna they're going to end up having to dig ditches to drain it.
With the roof on though, it'll
that will
keep
help.
any additional water
Finally.
from getting in
Well,
there.
we were
Yeah.
going to host a bass
Fishing tournament in there.
just
Well,
before we closed it.
If we dig a trench, we can make it like the Itch of Tutney, and everybody can go tubing out of there. That'd be kind of cool.
You see the people walk through it, and they're up to their knees
Yeah,
in the mud.
yeah.
That
it's
place
pretty
is
bad.
impressive.
Oh my gosh!
It's impressive. Now.
If you haven't been by the high school campus lately, you need to ride by
Yeah.
there. The baseball complex is in the short rows now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very close.
And
They're getting ready to paint
Yeah.
and floors.
they have made
Finish the floors.
incredible
Wow.
progress on the big building in the last really month.
Yeah.
And it is
Made a huge,
Kasey mentions again that roof
Yeah.
is about done. Lakeisha Esther is asking, did y'all happen to catch the young guy with the guitar on my Facebook page? There was a photograph, and anyway, I don't know if Kasey maybe want to find it, but it was from my senior year, and I was playing the bass guitar with the jazz ensemble with my my Beatles bowl cut haircut.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and all these real smart guys on the Facebook page. Well, what are you doing wearing a helmet?
you never know.
Appreciate it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's where that was from.
Magus took one of her Tupperware containers.
It just
Yeah.
went right straight around it. Saving money that way,
Yeah,
too.
you got to.
You know, that was an easy way to do it. It was kind of cool, though. Miss Henry, I don't know where it came from, but she asked me if I would be the host for the homecoming pageant, which I guess I'm just pretty good at talking.
Apparently, you're a natural.
Pretty good at talking.
He's definitely not.
Even back then. And but the jazz ensemble I played the guitar with primarily. But that particular day, I don't know why, but Mr. Eccles, who was the band director, Steve Eccles, had me fill in on bass, and then I emceed the pageant, and then they did another number, and I played the guitar. So I was all over the place that day. But it was a lot of fun. That's going way back, Lakeisha, just saying. Now, you can cut that picture out, too, and put it in your kitchen and get rid of all the roaches. I'm just saying, they'll run out of the house once they get a good look at it.
It'll be like, Raid.
Hey, we go.
Oh,
You're talking
getting
about
deep in
you're
here.
talking about the 4x100.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Lakeisha, I appreciate you bringing that up, doggone your hide, of all the things to bring up. Let's see here. What else we got? Tennis. Let's talk about our tennis teams. Girls and boys tennis teams had victories last week with the boys and girls both defeating Northside Warner Robins. This week, the girls defeated Veterans. They moved themselves up to number 4 now, heading into the region tournament next week at the Houston County Tennis Center, which is magnificent.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah, it just like their football field. Beautiful.
I was watching them the other day. I was there fixing a TV for the baseball team, and there's some skill out there in the tennis crew now.
Yeah.
They're pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because they had a JV baseball game going on at the same time.
Yep.
So, a ton of people watching different sports right there.
2 of the fastest growing sports in America right now as far as age gap. You used to not pick tennis up to a little bit later. Tennis and volleyball are increasingly getting more and more to where 5, 6 years old, they're playing tennis and volleyball now.
Absolutely.
It's increasingly getting
And
more and
the-
more
and
There's a
prevalent.
lot of
flag
travel
football,
teams
too.
starting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel teams starting for
Mhm.
both.
Tallahassee is huge on both.
I'm going to ask a stupid question here because are there high school pickleball teams?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
It's not.
That's
It's
gonna come.
It's coming. Yeah, it's
That
coming.
is
And I'll
gonna
tell
come
you
in.
another thing is a cornhole.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. No doubt. And it's not just down here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Right.
Yes. That pickleball is something that.
But the good news is
Grew
when
so
that comes,
fast.
we've already
We
got
already
that
got it.
taken care of.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you're right. But that darn pickleball thing,
mhm.
it's unreal.
it is everywhere, man.
And I think
And you got people.
archery's picking up. We have
Yeah,
an archery team now.
Yeah, we started an archery team.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Fawcett is
Yep.
the one that does
Okay,
that.
cool.
Well, I was listening to Danny Cannell on that morning show that he does every morning,
Podcasting.
the podcast thing, and he's a big pickleball guy. And he went to Tampa. He says, "Man, I went down there. I've been playing some pickleball. I got pretty good. Thought I got pretty good." He said he got wore out by an 80-year-old man.
It is a sport that
Thank you.
allows that to happen.
Yeah.
He said that guy wore him out.
Wow.
He said I had to go
It's,
back.
it's great for the older generation because they don't have to move around as much.
Mm.
It's kind of a combination of table tennis
Yep.
and tennis,
Yep.
isn't it?
It's a big version of table tennis.
Okay. That's really cool.
Pretty cool.
You could do
actually.
singles or doubles just like tennis. So
Well, I knew whenever we put the pickleball courts in at the middle school, that was a question I was asked out in the community. We doing a pickleball team? Are we doing it? And I said, well, I don't know. But I didn't know if that was a thing or not.
Yeah, it's not a GSSA sport yet, but it's got to be coming.
Yeah.
It's got to be coming.
Yeah, that's awesome. Allison Parker says, shout out to the volleyball team. Absolutely. Very, very good season, very solid. I'm going to tell you something. You talking about a fun thing to go to?
Mm-hmm.
Those volleyball games are a lot of fun.
They get after it.
Well, the thing is, too, they're in the old gym here. Yeah. So you're right there on top of it. Yep. And a crowd of a couple of hundred people sounds like a couple of thousand people in that little old thing. And, that's really cool. We're just very, very, very blessed.
Man, we are.
To look around and have all this stuff to talk about. Again, now, if you're watching on Facebook, please share the video on your page. And that way we can get some folks that aren't connected to the school page or connected to my page or watching on YouTube. They will be able to participate because we want to hear from everybody. New coach for next year, Renee Ramirez. I did not know that. Okay. Yeah, for volleyball. That's what Allison Parker's sharing with us right now.
Okay.
Well, I'll get more information on her.
Yeah,
and we'll share that the next time. I had not. Nobody had said anything to me about it. And again, here we go. I can't keep up with what's going on with
Allison, was she the middle school coach? I think.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, that's awesome. And anyway, congratulations to Coach Ramirez. That's awesome news.
That's fantastic.
And again, that's another program that is growing. Yep, there we go. She was the coach at the middle school. Good call. Yep. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, Bryce Young, as you noticed, not here with us.
The best he's ever looked, in my opinion.
That's definitely a different side of it.
Yeah.
Well, doggone his hide, he had a choice of either coming here and being with us or going to Destin. And he went to Destin. What is he thinking?
Good help's hard to find.
What's wrong with him?
What is he doing? I just don't understand.
I'll talk with him.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, if y'all had this on spring break, I wouldn't be here either because I'm picking that cruise every time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would not be here.
As much as I love y'all.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I get it. I don't blame you a bit.
Yeah, I totally get it too, man. Bryce, have a good time.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, we'll be hearing from Coach Justin Rogers here in just a little bit. Should be calling in before too long. He's probably doing baseball practice with Cooper.
Yep.
Although, man, alive, it's supposed to be 38 degrees tonight. Is that what I heard?
In the morning.
We ain't had Easter yet, so why not?
Yeah, you're running the air conditioner in the day and running the heater at night. And then trying to shovel the pollen off of everything.
I seen a thing on Facebook that said, and if it's on Facebook, it's got to be
true.
Sure.
There's 4 seasons in the South. You got hurricane season,
and tornado
season, football season, and absolutely torture summers.
Yeah,
that's it.
And pollen.
Yeah, there's no more.
Well, you got pollen season, tornado, hurricane, football, and summer.
That's it.
Well, it wasn't until this year.
Fall.
Most people thought the snow was yellow because that's the only thing they've ever seen fall from the sky.
You know what? We were talking about that at the house the other day. Can you guys still believe that happened?
I don't. It was like a dream.
Yeah. It seems like a fever dream now. So it's been 2 months ago, but
it's
crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, we went back and kind of looked back at some of the photographs as a family of that thing.
Yeah.
And I have never been in anything like that ever in my life. I mean, way back in the 90s, Risa, my wife and I were blessed enough when I was working with Thomas University to visit Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw snow piled up along the sides of the roads, but it didn't snow while we were there.
Yeah.
But that's the most accumulation of anything I'd ever seen.
Right.
To be at home.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, Jamie Majors and Bryan Davis. I understand folks up north wanting to get away from that mess.
Yes. About 3 or 4 days I've had enough of it.
1,000%. While it was going on or while it was coming, it's magical.
Yep.
And then you walk out the next morning in that coat. I mean, it was just so pretty.
It was great to slide around in the truck. So
about a day after it, when it froze back solid, it was like, I'm over.
Yep. When it started melting a little bit and it got that solid surface and
quiet too after it fell.
Oh man,
there was plenty. There was plenty of room to do donuts in the field at the house.
Well, one of the memories that will stick out, and I know this has nothing to do with sports, and I don't even know how I got on this tangent, but Dr. Williams, the superintendent. They didn't know whether they were going to have school the next day or not. I mean, but they had no clue that it was going to do what it did. Yeah. That was one of those things where, I mean, even the weather folks were like, wait a minute.
What happened?
How the heck did that happen down here? Anyways, let's mention our robotics team too. And by the way, I want to say about the tennis team, Coach Bellamy doing a fantastic job, and he's also in charge of the robotics team.
Okay.
That's right.
Thomas County Central Robotics team have received a lot of donations from Kiwanis and Rotary clubs helping fund the team's trip to Houston. Remember now, they are going to a national championship competition over in Houston, Texas for the first ever robotics championship. They want to raise additional funds so that they can cover the meal expenses for the students and also replenish funds to start next season off as strong as they did this season. So if you are a Yellow Jacket, if you will go to the team's website, it is cyberstingers.org. Again, that is cyberstingers.org. There is a spot there where you can probably donate, and there are more details about the program and the season. They're at that website again, cyberstingers.org. And the bottom line is, you got kids. I know it's robotics, but it's still a part of the county, and it's kids going to represent the school and represent the community
on a national level,
on a national stage.
That's awesome.
I don't know that anything else.
We do it right here.
Yeah.
If that, yep. I mean, if that's just, it's deserving of support as anything. And if you are interested, again, they need some help making sure that they've got the expenses covered. That won't be cheap.
Yeah,
that won't be cheap. I mean, anytime you're going to be traveling halfway across the country, you got hotel rooms, you got food, you got miscellaneous expenses.
And it goes back to, you want the kids to be able to enjoy it, not have to feel any kind of burden by it or anything. So that's why it's just kind of a neat thing to do. Yeah, there you go, right there.
Look, Kasey Massey.
But when you travel halfway across the country, you want the kids to be able to enjoy it and stuff. And the least we could do is try to get enough money together to cover their meals and stuff like that. So
I'm telling you, I don't want nothing to do with that bee on there.
Now that thing's looking serious now, and got some knives for hands too.
While I'm thinking about it,
today
is Gracie's birthday.
Hey,
my firstborn. So, Gray Dog, happy birthday!
Yeah.
Hope you're having a great day. And
she's got a big event coming Saturday.
Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, that's what I heard this weekend.
If you want to mention to everybody what's going on there, Jamie,
we're having a big party.
Open to the public.
Open to the public. Everybody can come. We're going to celebrate Gracie's birthday, but it's open to the public. Got two great bands that'll be there. The Skinks.
They're all right.
Me and Randy.
They're all right.
And then my other band out of Alabama's coming to play. And
the Rock Mob, and they're really good too.
They're really good. Yeah.
You've seen them at First Friday.
Yep. So,
You've seen Skinks at First Friday too.
You have. You've seen both at
I
First
invite
Friday.
everybody to come out and check it out. It should be. It's
be
an
fun.
all ages show.
It'll be fun.
And just
12 and under is free.
It's just a small cover.
Small cover.
$10.
Yeah.
$10.
$10. You're not going to find a night full of live entertainment that is family friendly.
Yep.
For less than that, I can promise you.
12 and under is free.
Cool.
So
and I'll do my best to make it sound good.
Yeah, and Casey's got the sound.
If Kasey Massey's got something to do, it'll sound good. I promise you. I promise.
Absolutely.
But bring something to sit on. Bring your chairs.
Yes, bring a chair.
Yeah, bring
some
your
chairs.
Chair, blankets.
But there'll be food there.
And it's an 80s
80s
theme.
theme, yep.
It's 80s theme. So come dressed like you did in the 80s.
Big hair.
If you still got it, whatever. But
if you
we're gonna have a contest of who's dressed up in the 80s.
Oh my God! Okay.
Are you gonna bring out the pink pants or whatever you have?
The tie-dye.
Yes, Lord, yeah.
I may have to do that.
The 80s was full of bandanas and long hair and
neon
fishnet stockings.
Yes, and that was just Jamie.
I guess I kind of want that.
There's your mental image. There's your mental image for the night right there. Oh my God!
David said, "Yeah, when I get done, I'm gonna go home and catch a mullet."
Bull butter.
Good.
Good
Sorry
job,
about that.
man.
Rogers better call in, otherwise we're gonna go way off.
Yeah, let me text him real quick.
We're in the other pond over there.
But it is inside too.
Yes.
Oh, well, we got a chance. This kind of crosses into enemy lines a little bit, but I just wanted everybody to maybe pray for Hank Rogers.
Yes.
He's dealing with some stuff, and so Hank's been a part of their program. I don't remember him ever not being part of.
Listen,
that program,
he has been a part of the athletic community here.
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
He coached me in T-ball when I was little. I
Really?
ain't never been little, but
That's back when he was wearing fishnets.
him and Joan Braswell coached me. I remember them. They were so awesome.
Yeah.
He's
fighting some health issues and
going through Henderson's and
picking
with
at
my
him, y'all
stuff
going-
on, and he's got his stuff on. I'm like, what y'all gonna do tonight? Oh, we ain't that good, but he's always,
And he was my color guy when I did their game down there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
time.
right.
And he was so happy to be able to do that, and I felt really good about having him up there with me because he is so knowledgeable because he's followed the program for so long.
Well, he welcomed you. That was a big thing.
And that was a big thing too because you go down there and you kind of walk on eggshells, like, okay, who's going to jump out? But he was one of those that said, "You're with us, and for this little bit of time, we'll allow you to be a Bulldog for tonight."
Yeah, but I just,
just a great guy.
Yeah. I don't know of any time that I ever seen Hank that he wasn't
smiling and happy and jovial. Yeah,
I think a lot of him.
Oh, I do too.
The wise man.
Yep, that's what Daryl and Jim call him, the wise man, because he played a wise man the live nativity downtown for First Baptist. So
really?
Yeah. From that day forward, he was the wise man. That's what they call it.
Well, let's pray for old Hank, and
he's
got some stuff going on. So maybe we can get him through this thing.
Yeah, I hope so. My gosh, before Coach Jones calls, Bryan, we were talking about the different scenarios with the baseball team. Right now, the baseball team is in, I don't want to say a must-win situation, but it's pretty close to it.
Well, and I know Coach Jones won't let me say. Right now, depending on where we finish, we're probably going to be on the outside looking in, but we have a path to get in. It's just a matter of us taking care of business. We're playing the number one team in the region tomorrow night in the doubleheader. We lost Tuesday.
Houston County.
And maybe one of the top teams in the state.
They're extremely good, extremely talented, D1 talent all over the diamond. So you say, okay, looking at the schedule ahead, we have Houston tomorrow night. We got to play Lee County in a series, and we got to play Northside. Northside is at the bottom of the region. So if you can take care of business against them, win your 3 games against them, which has been done across the schedule, that if you can pull away and maybe steal one from Houston, you still have a chance to win the series against Lee. But if you can just steal one against Lee with a little bit of help, you can sneak your way in and still make it. So the main thing is we still have control of it. It's just in our own hands, and we just got to play good baseball.
Unfortunately, the next 5 games are going to be pivotal because you've got 2 against Houston County, who are very, very, very good, and then you've got a 3-game series against Lee County.
Yeah. Now we'd get them at home tomorrow.
So
Houston will be playing here tomorrow.
We'll travel to Lee on a Tuesday, and then we'll have Lee home on a Tuesday, and we'll travel to Lee on a Friday.
So tomorrow we need to get some people out to
pack it out.
Our Yellow Jackets.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up right now, because that's something we need to talk about several times through the course of the evening. Is these are 2 home games that are as big as they will get this year.
That's right.
And the more support you've got, the more it swings in your favor. Bottom line. So we just need to make sure that we got a lot of Yellow Jackets out there making a lot of noise and supporting our guys against one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, they're probably one of the
loaded
top
with
D1
guys. Yeah.
Now Obadiah Farley is asking, where can I get one of those hats, gentlemen? Now, did yours come from?
So my hat came from our friends at Heritage Creek Sporting Goods down on Madison Street, located in the old Polly's Shopping Center. They have all kinds of stuff. Speaking of pickleball, the number one hometown source for pickleball goods in Thomasville, and a ton of Yellow Jacket gear. And I think they make the best hat in town, in my personal opinion, and really reasonably priced. Heritage Creek Sporting Goods on Madison Street.
There you go. Now this one came from Coach Rogers.
Yeah.
This one came from Coach Rogers, but I think this one came from Paul Prince.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Who also
Jamie down there has always took care of me and anything I need. Even because I'm a little bigger guy. So I have to there's things in the store that don't fit me.
Ain't as big as he used to be now. Just saying.
But he has always taken care of me, and he always has a great selection.
Oh yeah.
For our Yellow Jacket fans.
Yeah. Most of the shirts and stuff that we wear as kind of the official shirts of the program.
He does a
through Paul
ton for the school system.
He is awesome.
Yeah.
Does a really, really good job.
And just another guy that, man, I've never seen him mad, I don't think.
So and you said Heritage Creek is down by where Paulie's Pizza used to be.
It's
that
the
little
shopping
strip
center
mall
right
thing
next
there?
to it. Yep.
Okay.
So where the amphitheater is and all?
Back behind that.
Okay.
Yeah,
or essentially in front of it if you're heading south.
Okay.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
All right, let's brag some more on some youngins.
Yes.
Can't have too much bragging going on. By the way, again, thanks to Dairy Queen. And I know it looks weird with us holding the tongue depressors here, but
hey, he didn't get on.
I wasn't depressed about eating ice cream, so
they sent dilly bars and what's the other ones? Buster bars.
Dilly and Busters.
And the dilly bars were butterscotch.
Yeah.
and really, really good. That's why we're not sitting here with a cup. We've got empty sticks because that's all that's
And
left.
y'all don't want to watch us eat a dilly bar on camera.
No.
It's like watching sausage get made. It ain't pretty.
Well, sometimes watching the sausage made can be a beautiful
Speaking
thing.
of which,
Yeah.
Hubbard's Country Meats.
It's true. It's true. It's in a commercial, so it's got to
Yeah,
be true.
yeah.
Just say it.
Casons.
Yeah. Adam Hubbard is a proud product of the Yellow Jacket Broadcasting
Went and saw him
program.
last Friday. Got some of that pineapple sausage, the best in town, by the way.
Wait, back
And
up.
Whoa.
What? Pineapple sausage?
Yeah, y'all ain't had that.
No.
That's his staple. Oh my Lord, have mercy! It's
Okay.
fantastic,
I'm gonna have
guys.
to go by and get
It
some.
is
I'm gonna take care of that.
fantastic. Adam, hey, pineapple sausage, and I got a chuck roast from him. Put it on my smoker. Oh my goodness! Bring peace to the Middle East. It's good.
Good.
Yeah.
gracious
Well,
alive.
doggone. We need a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that my dad when he gets a steak cut,
Mhm.
that's where he goes.
He can cut your chops thick or thin.
Yes.
I heard that on a commercial.
That was on a commercial
Yeah.
too. I think that's when the one.
Hey, that's the
sausage
commercials are
you-
paying
you-
off.
Yeah.
But the
Casey, you
pineapple
good?
sausage
He's
now,
resting over there on the microphone. And that's 100% serious. Adam is a fantastic guy. The Hubbard family, longtime part of the Thomas County family, and just as good as it gets. The smoked sausage is my favorite.
Fantastic,
But
yeah.
the doggone pineapple.
I'm telling you.
I've got to
I'm
try
telling you.
Okay. I bet you could grill that.
That's what it's going to be on the smoker tomorrow night over at
Put
CJ's
that up
house
on
when
your
Florida
head.
plays basketball. Yeah.
Put that up on your head and your tongue and knock your brain out trying to get to it.
Watch out.
Dadgum.
Saying, just trying to get up there to it. All right, let's brag on some more youngins. FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. Nick Haskin is the advisor, and my gosh, Nick does such a fantastic job. They have been region champions like 83 years in a row or something.
It is
13 years?
13, 14.
Something like that.
I had the
Good
privilege
gracious
of being
alive.
on two of them
Yeah.
myself. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my God. I mean, just as good as it gets. 49 students, 5 advisors attended the 2025 Georgia FBLA State Leadership Conference competition at the Hyatt Regency. Carol Westberg was elected to the state officer team as state reporter. I think that's the first time that we've ever had a kid that has been on the state officer team.
That's a big deal.
Big time.
Caroline?
Caroline Westberg. And then Kimber Lane and Ben Jones selected to serve as region officers.
Wow.
Thomas County Central FBLA earned 3 chapter awards at the conference. Superior chapter, which means they got a gold award for that. The number 9 overall chapter in the state, and the Region 1 sweepstakes winner. Medalists at the conference included first place Emily Carr and Kimber Lane, an introduction to business presentation. Third place, Haley Patel and Kaya Patel for partnership in business project. Anna Catherine Duplantis, hospitality management, finished 5th. Jared Castillo, Rudra Patel, Khalid Walker, computer game and simulation programming, 5th place. Kinsley Rhodes, Christina Thomas, 8th place. And local chapter annual business report, 9th place. Kimber Lane, intro to parliamentary procedure, easy for me to say. And 10th place, Maureen Brutus and Ben Jones, graphic design.
Dang, that's
49 youngins.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
and that's about half of them represented there that walked away with some sort of award.
And I'll say this. FBLA, along with broadcasting, probably my 2 biggest highlights of my high school career.
Yeah.
I loved FBLA and had so much fun doing the state stuff.
Well, I will tell you, one of the coolest things that ever happened to me, Curtis Brooks Sr., by the way, you want to talk about a legend? You know, Curtis Brooks is...
Curtis Brooks, I got something on to discuss.
I was going to say,
Hey.
me and Jamie were talking about you the other day, and it was good.
It
That
was
may be
very
even more
good.
surprising. But, there is a documentary made about our African-American dog trainers around here.
Absolutely.
Really?
And
It is phenomenal.
man, please.
Where's it at?
It's on YouTube.
Is it only?
Yeah.
I'd love to watch that.
I'm gonna
That's cool.
flat tell
It
you
is
what.
phenomenal.
Yes, sir. And one of the stars of the show is Curtis Brooks Sr. And legit. He ain't going to talk about it,
No, probably don't even want you to know.
but it ain't bragging if you can back it up, and he can back it up, and he can make the dogs back up too. I'm just flat tell you. I mean, he can make them do anything. But
That's
anyway,
awesome.
dog training, fantastic. And if you're online, look that up. You'll enjoy it.
Yep.
But the time we had a period there where the broadcasting kids were competing through FBLA.
Right.
And we had 2 teams, and Marion Rose was one of them. Marion Rose and Thomas Tran, and then oh my goodness, Mason Lawing.
Mm-hmm.
And I am drawing a blank. I can see her plain as day.
I got no clue.
But they finished 3rd and 4th in the world.
What?
3rd and 4th in the world. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not
Well,
bad. Not
I
bad.
would say we got 2 going to state right now.
That's amazing, man.
Last name Wilson. I can't come up with it. Janet's her mama. I can't come up. I am ashamed. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Whenever you got we're sitting there and they've got like 20 teams lined up on the stage and they start calling folks out, and you get down past number 5 and you're like, wait a minute now, hold of us. And both of our teams are still sitting up there, and both of them had done videos. It was a video production thing.
Dang.
But yeah, really, really cool. Really, really cool.
That is really good.
Well-
Kasey, you did see the message, right?
Which message?
Kasey needs to bring
Yeah.
some home.
Oh.
Yeah, some of that sausage.
Oh, some of the sausage or a dilly bar?
Dilly bar is easy. Cal got that one.
Yeah.
I got you.
Let me see if I could figure out.
Oh, and it was so good to see Kyle last night.
Yeah, Cal came last night and said,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He's-
okay, yeah.
Kyle's acting like ain't nothing ever happening. He was in the hospital for 2 months, 3 months.
3
whatever.
months. It was 85 days or something, 83 days, something like that. Numbers
But-
keep adjusting.
My hat's off to him, man. He's come a long way.
We'll probably be there Saturday, mate. No, he
Man,
won't.
he was
He's
awesome.
going to be in Valdosta.
That's her. I'm like a dummy. I
Can you
can't.
see her? Oh, that's Janet's daughter?
Yes.
Ah,
I am.
Shelby.
Thank
That
you.
gun went to school with her.
My gosh, I was about to go into brain lock there because Shelby's one of my all-time favorites. In fact, she did real good twice at
Yeah.
FBLA.
Yeah.
But anyway, congrats.
Brian used to be, and now you got to work with him. So
Well, be careful. Be careful.
That's true. Well, I don't know if Coach Rogers is going to call or not. He must have gotten
That's
tied up. Let's
Well,
talk
that's
about the food thing that they're doing, Brian,
Sure.
because that was something that I wanted to absolutely bring up. Right now, they are asking for folks to be able to contribute to help feed our players during these spring workouts. Because, Jamie, this is the time when those guys are putting that muscle on that they got to have for the
muscle,
fall.
and they're growing. Hey, I know.
they got to have
I
that just
got
to get
one
through
at
the
home.
summer.
Yeah, and your consumption goes up. I mean, they even talk about what they call. I think they call it a Power Bowl or something. They're trying to get the kids to eat at the
Man,
house, and
I'm
Yep.
just telling you.
I know we
whatever
probably
he's
eat you
doing
at a
is
house at
working.
home. Yeah.
Eli comes home, and it's crazy. Now, Eli has been trying to lose some weight, but he wants to put it on muscle-wise.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So
right.
he's trying to lose a little bit of his baby fat and
Mhm.
stuff. But,
Well, that's okay.
And each
I'm
kid's
telling you.
individualized what they're trying to do, and that's the thing that goes back to this nutrition thing that we're seeing here. It's why it's important because each kid really needs something different during the day.
That's right.
Yep.
Protein intake, and
Yep.
whether it's water, it's a whole deal to be able to be right in the fall.
Yep.
You have to get them right in the spring.
Now,
Well,
now.
And I want to read what they've got posted on Facebook and leave that graphic up, Casey. It says, as spring football approaches, they're in need of snacks and hydration to keep the Jackets performing at peak efficiency every single day. This includes water, sports drinks, fruit snacks, all welcome. And I know, too, they love granola bars because that's a high-protein,
Yep.
kind of healthy type
And
of
with,
snack.
and with these days, they go from super hot to super cold. And
Oh,
they need
yeah.
especially like today with the rain. They
Yeah.
were out there practicing this morning when the rain came in. And,
Yep.
whew,
Well, and you can see the Cash App and Venmo what do they call those things?
QR codes.
QR
QR codes.
codes.
I was about to call them cash
QR.
codes, but I guess that's what it is.
QR code.
That'll allow you to directly access the Thomas County Central Touchdown Club Fund that is being used to feed these
Mhm.
players. So if you want to contribute, all you got to do is take your smartphone and use your camera, pull that QR code into your focus there, and it will take you where you need to go.
Yep.
And then you can contribute as you want to. But if you want to bring by
Mhm.
water,
Yeah.
sports
Sure.
drinks, fruit snacks, granola bars, whatever it may be,
Yep.
you can drop them by the high school, and they will get them back there to the
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
players.
That's
and
right.
You go to
the
Publix,
coaches.
see some stuff on BOGO, grab it. You go to Sam's or Costco,
Yep.
something like that. Hey,
Well, and you know as well as I do, your championships are won in the spring
That's right.
because all that
This is-
preparation
Yeah.
and all that training and all that, just like you're talking about with Eli,
Yeah.
getting yourself in shape for that
Yeah,
run.
yeah, that
there
summer
ain't
run.
no such thing as that no more.
What you mean?
They're in
Tip top shape.
they're in peak optimal shape.
Yeah.
It's a year round thing.
Well,
But now they do workouts different in the spring
right.
Mhm.
That's right.
because they're adding stuff.
They're trying to bulk.
bulk up.
Yeah, they'll bulk up
So-
so that this summer it all
so
gets
the
converted to
eating-
muscle.
That's right.
The eating's way different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they lean them up.
When they start
Come
hitting to the
time.
summer.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna lean up anyway because it's 100 degrees. And you
I would
got
say
pads on.
110.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we got to put it on now because it's impossible
Yep.
to put
Yeah.
it on. When
yeah,
it
you're not going to do
starts.
that right.
That's right. That's right.
They're probably burning 2,000 calories a day, bro.
I'm sure.
Or
Yeah,
more.
I guarantee it.
So But we're a machine at this point.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what we do.
Yeah.
Can you believe
every day.
how far the
It's coming.
nutrition side of this
Yes.
thing has come? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time when we looked and we kept asking ourselves, how is all these teams so that much bigger than our teams?
Right.
What is going on? And that's changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feed them right in those areas where they're hitting those growth spurts. If they've got the right nutrition going on, it's like fertilizer, man.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
and our kids are really in really good shape. So,
Speaking of Justin
I'm-
Rogers,
Here he is.
Hey.
there he is. I start talking about football. He's gonna get his say in there.
Coach Rogers.
Coach Rogers.
Better late than never.
I knew you wasn't tongue twisted somewhere.
Man, I'm over here watching big league baseball, man. Coop had a game. I slammed. So he had practice, then he had a game. I slammed, forgot.
That's all right.
Miss Rogers looks over at me and says, "Hey, were you supposed to be on Swarmcast?" I'm like, "Oh crap!"
Well, we were just sitting here talking about the nutrition stuff, Coach, and that's a really big part of what's going on in the spring, isn't it?
There's no doubt. I mean, you're trying to put your winter coat on. I mean, you're trying to get as big as you can get, and so you're trying to feed them as much as you can, protein them as much as you can, and so it's become a huge deal in high school athletics. You know, it's very much like what the weight room became in the 90s.
Right.
You know, because that was where everybody was getting their edge. The people that were doing the weight room really good in the 90s were getting such a jump on people, and now everybody does the weight room really good, and so the edge now is in that nutrition realm. In the last about 7 or 8 years, you know, the programs that are doing that really well, I think, are gaining an edge. Now people are closing the gap. There's a lot more people doing it now.
Right.
In that, but I kind of feel like that's where that was at.
And you guys are really monitoring what these boys are putting in themselves as far as the food and all is concerned, right?
Yeah, you're at calories. I just want calories. I mean, we'll feed them a Flowers honey bun like it ain't nobody's business.
Right.
And so that's our deal. We want to put weight on them, but we do good on our NutriBio protein that we put on them, and then our school system does a great job. I mean, I ain't never been at a school system that feeds the kids as well as Central. I mean, just our entire school, and that's everybody, not just athletes, just students in general.
Right. Because I mean, they have food available in the hallways between classes now.
Yep, they give them
yeah.
a snack between classes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go second breakfast.
Yeah.
So,
Jamie never would have made it to class.
Coach, I would have never made it. I wouldn't have been able to fit in the weight room.
Yeah, folks, Jamie be taking the book bag be full when having books in it.
Hey, and that is why the new one is bigger.
That's it. That's right. Well, Coach, let me ask you this real quick, and I know that again the guys are working hard. What are your goals for these guys for this spring? What are you looking for the team to accomplish?
Well, first thing you're looking for, leaders to show up. I mean, that's the first thing you're looking for is who's going to be your leaders, who's going to be vocal. I mean, because leadership is vocal. I mean, you can't the lead by example thing. That's just called being a good man.
Right.
So who's going to be our vocal guys at practice? Got some spots to fill. So obviously O-line, linebacker, looking at some key areas in those two areas. Who can do that, and then fortunately, we have quite a few returning starters, so we're looking for depth. We're looking to find that second guy that can build depth.
Right. Well, and I want to ask you. I was asked this week. Somebody asking about slots that we're trying to fill from folks that we lost last year. One of the big things that folks are asking about is that kicking slot. Well, how is that lining up?
Yeah, no, that one, I don't know.
Kind of by committee right now?
It's going to be committee, but I don't know. That's one of those areas, the kickers, I don't really get to work with them as much until football starts.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're so busy in soccer and doing those things that you don't, as much as I am around the rest of them. I mean, I see them and I speak to them, obviously, but you're not seeing the progress because they're kind of in season, because you want those soccer guys So you don't want to fool with them right now while they're in their season.
Gotcha.
So it'll be by committee for sure. We've got some good young talent in that kicking room. And Coach McCullough, who kicked in college, does a great job with them. And so I'm sure, by August, we're going to be good, but they got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And there may be some more directional kicks instead of being able to kick it deep and stuff like that. So it may change some schematically on how we do things to play to their strengths.
You guys got anything you want to bring it real quick before I ask him about Rodney Dunbar? I was going to say, Coach, I read online where Rodney has been recognized as one of the top 7 juniors in the state. Is that correct?
Yeah, Making Touchdown Club. They do a Super 7 every year. Been doing it for years and years. In fact, Adam Hopkins was on it when I first got hired, was on that same very thing. And so, yeah, an incredible honor for Rodney.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, too, I've enjoyed seeing the photographs of all those guys like Hopkins and Devin Ross and Ricky Fulton that have come by to say hey to you. I know that's got to do your heart good.
Yeah, that's always neat. That's always awesome. Yeah, a lot of boys hitting spring break right now in their colleges and coming home and swinging by. And like I say, Trey Bretton was by, and obviously Adam and Ricky and Devin. And so, no, it's awesome to see those guys because you're just so proud of them and you love them so much. And then, one thing that's awesome to see is just, golly, man, how much they grow.
Yes.
They get thick, boy. Yeah. I tell you, talking about who's doing a good nutrition program, all them schools, because them jokers look good.
I will tell you, I hardly recognize Adam because I could see his face.
Yeah, I know.
Because whenever he was here, he had those dreads down his hair. And
Yeah.
He came walking up to me and I said, wait a minute, that's Adam Hopkins, doggone it.
Is this who I think it is?
That's right. Obadiah Farley is asking, Coach, are we going to be, as the fans, will they be able to blow the horns at home games?
You better.
There it is.
There we go.
Hey, look now, I'm good. Hey, man, everybody's good for a warning. It's like I tell the band director every time I go to a school, and the same thing I told Regina. I said, look here, Hoss. I said, your job is to make me come over there and tell you quit playing. I was like, if you ain't doing that, you ain't doing your job.
There we go.
And so the fans are the same way. Home or away, toot, baby. And if we get a warning, then we'll adjust. Hey, I got to make halftime adjustments. Fans may have to make some adjustments. So you can bring second. But no, it's become such a cool culture, man. I'd hate to see that go completely away.
Agreed.
And, again, the only thing they're saying that, that they don't necessarily care for is, playing when other teams got the ball.
That's
right. That's still a small part of the game, so toot on along.
You are correct. So, I mean, any other time you need it, you have had it.
Yeah.
Flat at it.
Man, if you accidentally blow it during that time sometimes.
If it happens, it happens.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good Lord's he's a graceful guy.
That's right.
Coach, last thing I want to ask you about, one of the coolest things every single year that our team does is go over to Garrison Pilcher and over at Hand in Hand and read to those kids. And there were photographs of our guys in the classrooms with the little folks. It was almost like you had rock stars walking into the classrooms. That's just such a cool thing.
Yep.
There's no doubt. I mean, that's the beauty of being in a small town where everybody wants to be a Yellow Jacket.
Yep.
Where you have a dream. I mean, I can promise you right now that dang Cooper feels that way about all of them, and those other kids do. That's their heroes, because that's who they see in their community, and that's who they want to be. And just like we had those heroes, I remember Terry McDonald, man. He was a running back when I was a little kid at Greenville High School, and man, I thought he was awesome, man. Michael Fagan, and I remember these kids that were playing at Greenville High School when I was a little kid, and so they know those guys, and it's special when you're in these communities like this, where they grow up and one day they're going to wear that blue and gold.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk to a couple of teachers who had the pleasure of having those. She said you could hear a pin drop. One of those players kind of took center stage because the kids just locked in. Because that's a Yellow Jacket up there. Anyway, very, very cool.
Ain't no doubt, baby.
Hey, and listen, before you go, if folks want to help out on the food and the water and the sports drinks and all, can they just bring them by the high school? How you want them to handle that, Coach?
Correct. They can bring it by the high school. They can reach out to us on Facebook to set it up. They can do donations. They can go to Amazon and have it shipped straight to the high school. And like I say, everybody who's had a teenage boy knows they can eat.
Yes.
So they'll eat you through house and home. And so we just want to give them as many calories and help them replace because they're very active right now.
Yep. All right, Coach. Listen, go out there and
Awesome.
enjoy your family. I know Cooper's he's probably all finished up with his ball game and all, but just go out there and have
No,
fun.
heck no. We had that late game. We got the
Oh,
clock said
ooh.
45 minutes. Yeah, we hit it to
Oh,
a hitter's. We hit into a fielder's choice a while ago. So
Oh goodness.
yeah, we went. Yeah, we got on base, but not a hit. So we still working over here, baby.
Hey, there's going to be other at bats coming.
But I will say this: they gave him some good colors over here. My man's got blue and gold. I never seen blue baseball pants, but we got them.
There we
Hey,
go.
okay.
I like it. I like it. I
love
like it. Now, the next thing you know, all the fans are going to be going, we getting blue pants. Wait,
Yeah, here we go.
We got
Hey,
blue.
we got white helmets. We got blue helmets.
All right, Coach. Hey, go out there and enjoy your family, man. And thank you so much for calling. We'll get with you in 2 weeks.
I appreciate you guys. Sorry about being late.
No, not a
it's all
problem at
good.
all. Take care, man.
All right.
Just a fantastic guy right there. We're just so blessed to have them as a part of the community. And I hope that Cooper gets to graduate as a Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be that'd be okay. Not going to be a problem.
What you trying to say?
I'm just saying. I mean, well, Coach Rogers himself, the last time we
Yeah,
did
it was
this,
the
he
last
made
time.
some sort of comment about I don't know what he was talking about. He said, I may not be coaching them or something.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't say that now. Hold on now. Not go there.
Yeah, let's don't do that.
Yeah, and Obadiah makes a point that he's very blunt but limited. Coach Rogers is real. That's the word that comes to mind. And I can flat tell you, based on my experience with him behind closed doors, what you guys are hearing right here, that's what you're going to hear anytime you find him wherever. I mean, it can be face-to-face, again, in a private conversation, out on the field or wherever. What you're hearing right here is Justin Rogers. And that's what I love about it. It is as real as it gets. There's no put on.
Yeah.
There's no fake. He's not trying to put on airs, as my granddad used to say.
He's not a car salesman. That's the thing. A lot of times you see coaches that are trying to out in public. They're a car salesman. When behind closed doors, they're the tax guy. So it's two different personalities.
I respect, and I'm not going to say any names, but we'll all know you got so many coaches that get too political. They won't call a spade,
Right.
because they're afraid they're going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Rogers sees those areas and says, this is where we need to focus attention on. Not that anything's wrong here, but we need to build this up.
Yeah.
And if something's good, doggone, he's going to talk about it being good. But if something's not good, he's going to talk about that too.
Yeah, he's gonna point it out.
Yep, 100%.
Prime example, when kickoffs weren't going so great for us, kickoff coverage, he said the kickoff coverage coach has got to do better. He said, and I'm the coach, and so it was, and he's that kind of guy that holds himself and everybody accountable, but also promotes everybody when they do well.
Yep.
So that's what you want.
Yep, no doubt. Obadiah says Rogers for president 2028. What did he just ain't no doubt.
Ain't no doubt.
That'd be
Yeah.
the campaign slogan. Ain't no doubt.
The only trouble is I don't want him running for president because we need him here.
No. He didn't want to get in that mess. Good gracious alive. That's a totally different topic, though, for totally different night. I do want to share before I forget, and I got asked this yesterday. We are planning, because people are still asking about the spring game.
Yeah.
That will be at Georgia State's stadium. That is the old Brave Stadium, Old Turner Field.
Yep.
It is the current stadium for Georgia State football. And we've got some former coaches and connections with Georgia State that are up there. And I think that's part of the reason that we've been asked to be a part of this thing. It will be on a Thursday night. And I know that is not ideal, but that's just the way this is going to have to fall.
Because one school is graduating the next night.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
And a good time to ask for a day off. I mean,
well, even if not, we are planning on having a live stream of it. And the plan right now,
still working on details.
trying to get the details nailed down. But if you're not able to go, you will be able to watch it and hear it. We've talked to the radio station. There's a possibility we may be broadcasted on WTUF. Not quite sure yet about that because it's been a long time. In fact, the last spring football game that we broadcast on the radio, 1986.
okay.
Yep.
Was that against
Americus? Yep,
That's when I think Philip Jones broke his ankle.
That is exactly right. That was the first Yellow Jacket game I broadcast. I was helping Mr. House.
I think we won.
We did.
We won that game.
We did. And it was played right here. But anyway, that's been a while since we've done one of them.
Yep,
But
was awesome.
the game plan right now is we will be doing some sort of live stream of
Not
that.
sure
spring
where.
game.
We're still
details are still being worked out. But we've got 8 weeks, so we will keep you posted on all that. No question about it. Guys, what else we got to talk about?
Was Coach Sag on the call? Or
He just messaged me a moment ago and said that he had something come up, and he said he'd just catch up. I think we all know the deal right now.
Sure.
These next 5 games are critical, and I think he doesn't want to keep kicking that horse over and over again. And I totally get it. They've got enough to try to deal with without him trying to add fuel to that fire. So, Coach, and I totally respect that. 1,000%.
I'd love to talk about it on the back end after everything's said done. After we take care of business.
Here,
that's
I'll
what's
give
important.
like a facilities update for both baseball and the multipurpose building. I have way too many hands in them. The baseball facility now has this floor, so they can technically use it. They're not letting them yet, as far as I know. It's got nets in, floor in. They still have a bunch of electrical stuff to do. Getting ready to paint and do the main floor. You're going to have a killer sound system, obviously.
I was about to say, you got a hand in it.
The new building is coming along great. Most of the roof is on. Of the front part of the building, they're still trying to put the roof on the back. Most of the facade, you'll see the brickwork that matches the rest of the school. Where it stops right now on the front, I believe, is going to be, there'll be a sheet metal facade or something like that going up. Plumbing's going in, electrical's going in. They've already primed the building to start sealing it. So it's coming along. It's a thing.
It's a big project.
It's a big
project.
Really
is.
It really is.
I think the timeline's still September-ish. With all the rain and then the snow and all that, and the wind, and just it's been they've had a challenging month.
If I can remember,
but man, they've
done a lot in the last handful of weeks.
They've done a lot in the last month.
Casey, I'm going to send you a couple of pictures here that we can put up.
We can try.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get this to you.
And I want to say I remember when they unveiled it at the booster meeting.
Yeah.
That I want to say building that is being built right now.
It is
part that's been added on. Is like 60% of what we had.
So the current square footage of the new building, this is what I was told, and I don't know how accurate it is, but it's probably pretty close. Same square footage as the original high school.
Yeah, you've doubled the square footage.
So the circle, the 4 hallways in the gym.
Yep.
It doubled that size.
That's crazy.
So that takes the 9th grade academy off and the
so Prep Academy, the E-Hall, it is no longer the 9th grade academy.
Okay.
It is foreign language, pretty much.
Okay.
That part of the building gets rid of both of those, and that is
the school fits in it.
The rest of the school can fit inside of it.
That's crazy.
Well, and I think this is definitely worth pointing out. One of the things that I think too many people are overlooking regarding that new building, the original, wait, let me rephrase that. The new high school, Jamie, the new high school that was built in 1991, 34 years old, the new high school was designed for 1,100 kids. There are right at 1,600 kids now inside the walls of the high school. So it is busting at the seams. And this building is not just a practice facility. There are classrooms spread out through that whole thing that are going to get,
bring that up.
Okay, that are going to get a bunch of, and there's,
so that is the building from the.
You're looking at the roof, the girders that would support the roof.
This would be from the second story, is where this picture was taken.
Right.
Yep.
You do not know how big this building is until you look through a single double door and look up.
It's massive. Massive. Because I remember thinking to myself, how are they going to kick the football in there? And then I saw
they'll be able to kick it with no problem.
But you're talking about.
It's got a band room.
Well, yeah, I mean.
2 band rooms.
Yep.
A main room, auxiliary room.
JROTC.
Junior RTC. They have a big practice facility, gymnastics, some more admin offices,
coaches' offices,
and
new locker rooms,
new locker room, new weight room. So our school will have 3 weight rooms now. You got one in the baseball facility for baseball, essentially, the main building and the practice building.
Wow.
What else is there? 2 new health classrooms.
Well, the biggest thing though is that those hallways right now that are elbow to elbow are going to have. There's going to be a pressure valve there now, which we have not had, and to me, for the teachers inside the main building, that is going to be a blessing. Now, I will say this, and I think we've talked about this. you've got 5 minutes now to get from class to class, between classes.
They're going to have to adjust.
Something's going to have to be changed there, because if you're on the other end of that new building and
it's
you
a half a mile to
and
the
you
other
got to
end.
make it to the end of
Prep.
C Hall or
Yeah.
the end of the prep academy, you've got to walk. Now.
It's from side to side. If you walk through the hallways, it's
It's
right
a jaunt.
right at a 3/4 to almost a half a mile.
Wow.
It's a jaunt.
It is huge.
Yep. Massive. But just, folks, I'm telling you, this thing is going to be unlike anything else that anybody in this part of the world has ever seen, much less had. It is state of the art, top to bottom. And it's just going to be another huge point of pride, as if, well, that's the baseball
That's
facility.
baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
bringing
baseball
it up
facility.
so people can see that
Yeah.
picture.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
can-
baseball.
You can kind of see there through the rails, the floor, and they're putting the
So-
turf down and everything.
So the second floor is a players' hangout,
Observation
observation,
area.
so you can see everything
Yep.
from up there. It's amazing.
They're going to have multiple hitting cages.
There's 6 lanes and one, I think, what they call a smart lane.
Yes.
Mhm.
So what it is when you hit the ball, it could tell you how far it went and if it curved or anything like that when they hit it.
Almost like baseball's form of a golf simulator.
Yes,
Yeah.
very similar. Yeah, but it's just it's impressive.
Oh my gosh,
it's hard
it's
to see.
mind blowing. I don't know that I never thought.
I think that heard they were trying to, in the players' lounge,
Hmm.
trying to get a pool table and
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have
donate it.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
donate
know,
it.
not buying one, but
They'll
Yeah.
find somebody.
You know.
But that'll be the new varsity locker room. They're in there. They
So,
just
which is
redid
pretty
the
awesome.
That's awesome.
they just redid the current locker rooms, which is actually going to be the JV locker room now.
Yep.
And so they've
Well-
done a lot of work out there.
Well, think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it this way: the varsity football roster has over 100 kids right now.
It's around
So-
130.
Where you start adding JV players, 9th grade players, and all into that, those aren't counted on there. So you're talking 170.
so now they'll have areas to
180?
separate
You can't fit them in there.
varsity and
You
junior
just
varsity.
this is a space issue. It is a
And,
space issue.
And
Period.
we had been fighting during basketball season.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
locker room.
Yeah.
And all that'll
There's
all
just
be
not
handled.
enough space. Yep,
So,
that will help a ton.
So-
It'll
Yep.
give more other sports the opportunity to use the locker room
Yep.
during the school day and after.
Yep.
So
the new facility will have a place where
new facility has what is it? 2 hot tubs,
Two
cold bath-
therapy tubs.
therapy tubs.
They can go right at freezing and all the way up to hot tub level temperatures for therapy. So after you're done with workouts or after you're done with practice, this is amongst
It's-
all sports.
Yeah.
Yep.
They get in those therapy tubs and it allows their body to do what they need to do to be able to get rested. They're state of the art. They are.
Yeah.
I've got them housed in the warehouse right now.
I
so-
can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
very
wait to
excited.
see it.
The Hall of Fame's coming along.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame will be
That's
housed
awesome.
in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
and ain't there a full kitchen?
There
Yep.
is
Yeah.
a
to
full
do
kitchen in there.
banquets and
Yep.
everything in there.
Yep.
Man, it's going to be phenomenal.
It's got an auditorium,
it? Yep.
a meeting room,
A
in
meeting
there.
room. That's what he's talking about. The little kitchen and
Mhm.
Yep.
it's a double. We just ordered all the TVs today or
But-
this week.
Well, and
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm glad we brought this up though, and we've mentioned this many times before. If you have memorabilia,
Yes.
historic stuff, and I say historic stuff, just stuff from the past of Thomas County Central Athletics. This is not football exclusive, folks. This is not football exclusive at all. This is all
All sports.
sports. If you've got something that you picked up along the way, I've got a helmet that my son found at a
Yard sale.
yard sale, and it is a helmet from the late 60s, actually,
Mhm.
that was repainted and repurposed to be used in around 1972 or so. It's got the original Vegas gold paint under the yellow paint that was painted over it. Anyway, stuff like that, letter jackets, or it could
Yeah,
be
anything.
anything. Please let me know, because what we want to do is set up an area inside this building so that when the kids are walking through it, they can see these things and learn from it. And then we're also going to
The big
have
video
the
screens.
the video screens that are going to
Yeah.
be picturing the members of our Sports Hall of
Yeah.
Fame, so that as they're walking through the hallways, they're learning about their own heritage.
Yep.
And that is you. We're in an age now where kids don't have enough roots. Now, I may be stepping over a line here, but they just don't have.
They don't have the back knowledge of where their family.
They're not.
Everything
They don't have the anchor. we grew up in it. We grew up in it. It was a part of who and what we were, and we took pride in it. It helped anchor us. And seeing all of that stuff and knowing that they're a part of that history and that history is a part of them, that can change perspectives. If you've got stuff like that, jerseys or whatever it may be, please let me know, because we want to include that in that Hall of Fame display.
Even if it's just on loan.
I was going to say, you're not just saying, here, take this. We will acknowledge on loan from whomever it may be, and recognize you and your family for having contributed and offered this for these kids to be able to see. And if you ever wanted them back or whatever, I mean, absolutely, no question about it. Now, if you wanted to just outright donate, that's fine. That's cool too.
But if it's sitting in a closet,
1,000%.
Why not give it the opportunity?
That's it. I mean, there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it just needs to be seen. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, a couple of things here. Obadiah says, should we run water? No, it's not going to get cold enough to run water tonight. It's
weather near with Randy. Wrong Facebook page. Wrong Facebook page.
Thanks, Aaron Stolaric. But no, it's only going to get like 38, 39. Something. But again, we're running the heater in the night and the air conditioner in the day.
Yeah.
It's just that time of the year. Okay. Yeah. Again, Ashley, I appreciate you pointing this out about the golf tournament. Doggone, why didn't I bring this up? The TCCHS Athletic Booster Club Golf Tournament coming up in May. Yep. If you would like to be a sponsor and help out the Booster Club with the golf tournament, go to the TCCHS Athletic Boosters page on Facebook. The golf tournament is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the boosters, and it supports all of the student athletes. It's always a lot of fun, too.
Yep.
Have you ever played in it?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, I remember you playing
I played in it for years.
Yeah, I thought you had. Yeah.
Last couple of years I haven't. I've been out of town playing the band. But I just want to say that our kids in any sports or anything, I think the band changed theirs. I think they do a little something different now instead of getting the Letterman jackets. Our kids don't have to pay for any of their Letterman jackets, and that comes straight out of the booster funds.
Yep.
And when you don't have to cut a check for about $130 because your kid lettered.
Yep.
That's
so they've earned that.
And we're still in the realm of being able to furnish that to those kids for their hard work, and we want to continue. So this Booster Club golf tournament is the biggest fundraiser for them for the whole year. So and it just ain't football; it's for all of our athletes.
Well, that's what I was about to add to what you were saying. What we were just saying about the football program busting at the seams number-wise, it's not just football.
Yeah, it's everything.
Every single sport is busting at the seams.
Well, I mean, think about what we just talked about in the beginning of the show was just everything that's getting added.
Yeah.
Everything's getting added just on top of everything. And so stuff like this is super important because who would have thought 10 years ago that we would be lettering in esports? But that's what we're at now. So therefore, this stuff like this is completely necessary, and thanks to the athletic booster and all that they do for the kids.
No question about it. Seth Card says, hopefully the weather will stay clear enough for everything to go as planned. The weather for the next 3 or 4 days looks really, really good.
Should be really good.
It should be really nice. Now, of course, we're just in that time of the year where there's going to be these fronts moving through because we're moving towards spring, and spring's the wettest time of the year, except for the beginning of football season, it seems like. And then Obadiah saying maybe I could talk to Monday to talk to Phil and ITG about the facility thing.
Yeah.
Let's get it a little closer. Yeah, well, let's get it a little closer to getting finished up because there may be some things getting added and moved around.
I'd love to send some pictures to AC about what we have here and stuff like that. AC Green, from Thompson, just to let him know that we don't have to go manually turn our lights on and stuff.
This is true.
He's moved up in the world,
And we don't have to call Iowa. Remember when we used to have to do that?
No, we can do it on an app now.
We've come a long way, AC.
Yeah, for those.
I would say I can now cut them on and off.
Hold on, it's 8:15. But the year back, I think it was 2009 when the lights went out. And we were playing Thomasville here.
That was my freshman year.
Folks didn't know why it took so long to get the lights turned on. We had to actually call Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa was in control of it.
Well, two now.
Yeah.
Two now. The phone call was easy.
Yeah.
The thing about the lights,
you got to let them cool down.
Yeah.
They got
these LEDs. You can cut them off and cut them back on.
Yep.
And what's great is we've been using the same company since they put in the lights at this stadium.
Yeah.
Musco Lighting.
Yep.
They did all the new lighting around.
Yep.
When they redo when we do some remodel with the stadium, that's getting
that's in 27.
That is
Kind of up in the air.
in the air. Nobody
Okay.
has given a definite date.
That's
How about this?
To quote Phil Collins, it's in the air tonight.
Yeah.
it's in the air tonight.
I know it is in conversation, and
Yeah.
we fixing to start some of the big meetings on like what we want.
It's in discussion. It's just a matter of streamlining the
Yeah.
details.
Yep.
And figuring
Because
it
I
out.
mean, at some point, it's going to have to be done. You've got
Yep.
the older lights, and they're going to have to be changed out. So you know, within a matter of time, it's going to be done. It's just
Well, and I'll
when.
go you one further. I mean, the
The lights are already in the plan. That's
Yeah, it's got to happen.
but it's everything else with the
Right.
stadium that's getting
well,
some
like that press
attention.
box. That was done in 1996.
Yep.
1996.
There's more
And now-
holes
now
in it
there's-
now.
That's 30 years ago.
Now I will say about 3 or 4 years ago we did do a remodel.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
it-
we
and it
did a-
helped big time.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of redesigned the
Revamped it.
interior. But the
Yeah.
problem is that you've got all that wood and everything that has
Yeah.
been there now for
Tired.
over 30 years.
Oh yeah.
And just like at Cairo last year discovered that half of their press box was eaten up with termites. And
Yep.
in the middle of the season,
Yep.
they had to replace it. I mean,
Yeah.
and that, not saying that that's what we've got here, but that's the type of thing you're dealing with a facility that's been there for a long, long
So
time.
it's been there a long time.
Yeah, and Obadiah, the colored lights, whenever they do the lights, I'm sure that'll be part of the plan too, because that's just the way you do it.
I can
now.
go to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be. From what I've been told, our facilities guys, because I've had to been to the trainings.
Yep.
That it will.
Hey guys, it is 8:15. Thanks to Dairy Queen.
Thanks to Dairy Queen and Greg and the Curl crew, which they got their hands full today.
The sticks are from Dilly Bars and Buster Bars because that's what they sent us. The
Yep.
butterscotch,
Fantastic.
very, very good.
And they're awesome. Greg ain't got nothing but a stick.
I think every one of us can say that.
Yeah.
So
And that's all I'm saying about that.
and-
So there you go.
thank you guys so much for sponsoring the show. And
Okay.
man,
What-
it's just
You
been
good?
awesome.
You good, Brian?
Guys, thank
Just
y'all
stop.
for tuning in.
Just
we
stop.
appreciate y'all.
What
Thank y'all so much. We will see you in 2 weeks for the next edition of the Swarmcast. 4 more of them left this year. Thank y'all for tuning in, guys.